Good morning everybody and welcome to the historic city of Ternopil in western Ukraine. I've been in Lviv for the last couple of weeks and I decided to come here because there's a lockdown in Lviv and it's getting pretty boring. So Ternopil is currently one of the few major cities in Ukraine that doesn't have a lockdown. So let's go and have a look around, shall we? Now, I've been doing a bit of research on this city and I came across a cost of living website called Numbeo.com, and Numbeo puts Ternopil as the cheapest city in Europe and one of the cheapest cities in the world. So if you try to imagine one of the world's cheapest cities, you probably think of somewhere in a country like Bangladesh, some shanty town perhaps, but Ternopil so far is exceedingly beautiful. We've got some statue here of some woman. Let's have a look. Solomia Kushelevska. Looks like she's got some big harp there. And over here we've got Tsum shopping center. Now, I've told you in my previous videos that a lot of major cities in the former Soviet Union have a Tsum. I showed you one in Sochi, another one in Moscow, and another city I think, and this one is actually really nice. Got a very nice Tsum here, very cute. Now this Tsum was built to replace something else that used to be on the site. If we look here, the parish church of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, built in 1908, was designed by the architect Theodore Marlin Talowski. The church stood at 69 meters. During World War I and World War II, the church was damaged and later in 1955 destroyed. The central department store was built on the church's foundations in 1959. Okay, let's start talking about some of the prices here in Ternopil. We can see here an espresso will set you back 14 grivnas, which is approximately 50 cents in US dollars. There's some more food places down here. Let's have a look. You get a kebab for 50 grivnas, which in English money is less than £1.50. Chips for 25 grivnas. Salads, 45 grivnas. Hot dogs, 30 grivnas, just over $1 US. Seems like all the coffee shops here keep the prices exactly the same. 14 grivnas again. Let's have a look at some more prices here. Mo Burger. Hot dogs, 25 grivnas, less than $1. Paninis, $1. Pizzas for 45 grivnas, $1.50. Amazing. Not sure what the taste is like, but price is certainly low. Okay, so just to give you some history about the city of Ternopil, it was founded in 1540, almost 500 years ago, by the Polish. And over the centuries, control of the city has changed hands many times. The Ottomans were here in the 17th century, and the whole city was practically destroyed. And then there was also a Tatar invasion, and then during World War II the city was destroyed again, and many of its inhabitants were killed, including many Jews, and others were forced to flee. And here we have what I believe is the centerpiece of Ternopil, which is the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary, which is a Ukrainian Greek Catholic cathedral. It's built in the middle of the 18th century. Very beautiful. Let's go and see if we can have a look inside. Next I'm going to head down in this direction because there's supposed to be a big lake there. Now, like every good city, we have an immortalized hero on horseback. Let's see who it is. Aha, it's Danilo Halicki. They have a similar statue in Lviv. I think in the future we're not going to have such statues in the world. Probably going to have a statue of somebody that's won a Twitter battle, perhaps. And here we have the Hotel Ternopil, old communist hotel. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Ternopilsky Pond. I think it's rather modest of Ternopil to call it a pond. It looks like a lake to me. Apparently it's an artificial pond. There used to be swamps here, but then they made it into a pond. And you have the river Seret, which flows into the pond. Down there on the ground you can see Ternopil in 1540, the year the city was founded. And there we go. Every city these days has one of these. I heart Ternopil. We've got a bunch of old stones lying around in this park by the lake. Not sure what they're supposed to be. This one over here looks a little bit rude. Wow, look at that, it's still frozen. I thought it was springtime in Ukraine, but obviously not. In the first week of April now. Some pipe going into the lake there, maybe it's taking the sewage from Ternopil. And here we have Ternopil Castle. So it doesn't look like a castle in the traditional sense. It's been destroyed over the centuries and now resembles a big house. Here we have Maxim Restaurant. This is a place to be in the summertime, overlooking the lake. Got a restaurant there, nightclub, probably very nice. beautiful little island here on the lake. It's quite blustery, unfortunately. But what a huge asset for the people of Ternopil to have this amazing lake or pond. I would definitely not walk on that ice, it looks very thin. Wow, like glass.
Gdzie povezeš, če вони прийшли?
I found myself a girlfriend in Ternopil already. Wow, we got a very beautiful building here. Looks like the ground floor is a restaurant. And here we have Pushkin. No explanations necessary. A lot of businesses closing down now in Ukraine due to the COVID crisis. Down some charming side streets here. I fancy a cup of coffee somewhere. Let's try this place. Доброго дня. Можна американо без молока? Здесь. Скільки?
24.
Дякую. So as you see, I just paid 25 hryvnias for a coffee in one of the best coffee shops in Ternopil. Alright everybody, it's time for a spot of lunch. I've just seen a restaurant that looks interesting. Le Rock. I love my rock music, so let's have a look. Okay everybody, so we've got these QR code menus in this restaurant because of COVID. So I'm having a look at the menu now. We can see here filet mignon steak, 167 hryvnias for 200 grams. I think I have one of those. Maybe a beer, American IPA, half a litre, 43 hryvnias. Salads, Caesar salad, 70 hryvnias. So I've just ordered a fillet steak for 167 hryvnias. rice with grilled vegetables for 35 hryvnias, and fresh lemonade for 35 hryvnias. So let's see what it's like. Here's my 35 hryvnia lemonade. Yeah. Thanks. There we go, everybody. Looks nice. Delicious, very tender meat. Alright everybody, so I've had a decent feed at that rock restaurant there. My next stop is going to be the Ternopil Revival Park. It's a little bit out of town. I have to take a taxi. Uber doesn't work here, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to go old school and find one on the street. I'm taking a break now before I go to the park. Coming up to my hotel, the Avalon Palace Hotel. The building here looks slightly less palatial. Paying 25 quid a night in this place, including breakfast. Not too bad. A bit expensive for Ternopil, probably. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's because it's Monday today. Everybody seems to be angry. I've seen some very stern faces and people shouting in the streets. Right everybody, I'm now in the Ukrainian National Revival Park. Not quite sure what that means, but it's very nice here. Lots of silver birch trees. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Ternopil. April the 5th, 2021. Spring's not quite here yet. I don't see any trees budding. And here we've got an old Soviet playground. The swing chairs. I used to love these when I was a child. And here we got some very simple and cute car roundabout thing. Big Ferris wheel here. So this is looking very nice. We can see that Ternopil have invested a lot of money in this park in recent years. Very nice. Привет. Like many parks in the former Soviet Union, we've got an old Soviet warplane monument. You can see the red stars on the underneath of the wings there. Doesn't seem to be a very safe structure. I hope it doesn't land on somebody one day. Well, look what I've just stumbled across. An old USSR mural. Mr. Bold will travel hundreds of miles to see something like this. And here we have Palat Sportu, some fitness center. Got a gym in there. Still got the old USSR sign in the window. Let's see if we can go inside. No, locked. Hello. We've got a boxing gym. So I just took a taxi from the park back to my hotel, and it cost me 22 hryvnias, and that was 3.3 kilometers. So that's less than $1. Good morning, everybody. It's another day in Ternopil. As you can see, there's a lot of snow around. It was snowing all day yesterday, which was a surprise because I thought winter was over and done with, but clearly not. I stayed in the hotel Ternopil last night. Very comfy. So let's go and do some more walking around. So everyone, it's 10:30 in the morning and I didn't have any breakfast at the hotel. I wasn't sure if there was any available, so I need to find somewhere now. So let's see what we can spot. Okay everybody, so I've ordered some breakfast. Looking at the menu here, I've ordered scrambled eggs with salmon, toast with avocado, and also a drink for 75 hryvnias. So just to repeat, 75 hryvnias, that's £2 British for scrambled eggs, toast with avocado, salmon, and a drink included, which is amazing. Okay, the food has arrived. Not bad for 75 hryvnia. Okay, so talking about more prices here in Ternopil, there's a pizza restaurant here, or a cafe, and the average price of a pizza is 109 hryvnias, so in dollars, I think that's about $4. And here we have a monument dedicated to Stepan Bandera. He's a controversial figure both inside and outside of Ukraine. So one thing to bear in mind when we talk about the prices in Ternopil is that for a lot of people who are on local salaries in Ukrainian hryvnias, then a lot of these places that I've been going to are quite fancy, and for them it's expensive. They would shudder at the prices I've been paying. I'm sure if you go out into the suburbs, they have much cheaper restaurants. So Ukraine has had a big problem with demographics in the last few years, especially since the war broke out in 2014. Cities like Ternopil especially have been hard hit. All the young people have gone off to look for work in Europe, especially in Poland, where the language and the culture is very similar. The only way really for young people to have a good standard of living in places like Ternopil is by working in the IT industry. So if you're working in IT, you can have a very nice income. If you're top level, you can make a few $1,000s per month, and then you've got absolutely no reason to disappear off to Europe, because yeah, you'll be living like a king here. Now speaking of kings, we have some guy that looks like a king here. Metropolit Diadri. I can't read it, but some king or another. So we're getting in a more normal area of Ternopil now. Let's see how it compares to the center. What the hell is this building? Very strange. I have no idea what it is. Some shop or another selling girly stuff. Right, so I found myself in another park, it seems. Over here we got some guys playing football. Got the Ukrainian national stars of the future playing here. Oh Jesus, and I've just seen a dead cat on the ground. You know what? I'm going to bail on this park. I've had enough. I'm sure it's going to be very nice in a few weeks when it's all green and lovely, but at the moment it's just a bit depressing. I'm going to go back to the centre. So that was Ternopil Park. I mean, I can't say it's a bad park, because you can't call a park bad, can you? It was nice, it was just in quite a bad state of neglect. I mean, look at the entrance to this park. Even one of those columns at the entrance is leaning over. Looks like it's ready to crush somebody. Okay everybody, so that's it from me from the charming city of Ternopil in western Ukraine. Next stop is going to be Kiev. I'm going to be there for a while, so join me in the next video.